Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 PR disasters of 2025, including the lessons every leader needs before you or your company are next. Some of these cases include stories that I was reached out to comment on by Forbes and the New York Times. And these 5 scenarios prove one thing: reputations are not damaged because of mistakes. They are damaged because leaders don't understand how fast and far perception moves, and how to prepare for the unseen. I am Zakiya Larry Wolfe, a strategic communications and crisis expert. For more than 20 years, I've been crisis-proofing organizations and increasing the influence of ambitious organizations and high-performing leaders by shaping storytelling, protecting reputations, and polishing performance so that we elevate their visibility. I was called upon by national media to unpack some of these stories and some of the greatest reputation failures seen. Here's the thing: this is not gossip. These are case studies in leadership under pressure. Let's get started. At number 5, the world's most famous museum got hit in minutes: the Louvre heist. October 19th, and major coverage that extended well into November. The robbery at the Louvre became a global story overnight. I was quoted in Forbes on this crisis. So what happened? A brazen daytime theft of crown jewels created a global story about preparedness, prevention, and institutional vulnerability. But it's a PR disaster because when you are a beloved institution or highly respected company, a single failure can become your narrative. And so here's the lesson here: preparedness is invisible until it fails. Crisis readiness is an operations decision, not a communications move. Number 4, Tesla and full self-driving messaging. There has been ongoing scrutiny over full self-driving. For Tesla, it's not just reputational, it's also legal. What happened is that Tesla never said their cars were fully autonomous, but for years, their marketing pushed their driver assistant features under names like autopilot or full self-driving. Those names became the reputational fault line that created a disaster. So after fatal crashes, lawsuits, federal investigations, and scrutiny, it was so clear that the issue wasn't necessarily the technology, it was the language. My analysis here is that brand language creates public expectations, and expectations determine outrage. And helping to shape that brand messaging is part of what I do through executive impact. So I live this every single day. Number 3, American Eagle's jeans controversy. In late July of 2025, a wordplay campaign by American Eagle, Great Jeans, ignited accusations of eugenics-coded messaging and cultural insensitivity. Leveraging the actor Sydney Sweeney, the campaign was "Sydney Sweeney has great jeans," a wordplay that drew criticism for genes or our DNA, buttressed against the blue jeans the actress and model was promoting. And so there were implications again of that coded messaging, and it became a culture war and fight literally overnight. This is a PR disaster because a pun turned into a dispute of values, and it happened fast. Also, the disaster continued to deepen because silence and a delayed response fueled the narrative. Here's the thing: if your tagline can be reread as ideology, you need a crisis pre-briefing before a post-crisis press statement. Number 2, one 10-second clip ended 2 careers and rewrote a company's brand: the Coldplay Kiss Cam fiasco. So mid-July, the 16th through the 19th of 2025, a viral kiss cam moment at a Coldplay concert exposed a relationship between a CEO and a senior HR executive. Within days, both resigned. This was a PR disaster because it combined and fused ethics, power dynamics, and workplace culture into a single viral clip. As a matter of fact, the company brand became globally known for a scandal before most people even knew what the company did. So when Forbes published an item on what CEOs should do when caught publicly having an affair, they quoted me. And here's part of what I shared. This was never a personal matter. It was a governance failure captured on a big screen. So when CEOs are caught in private misconduct and it becomes public, the truth is you cannot message your way out of an ethics problem. So the lesson here is the first move is not PR. It's infrastructure and built-in accountability. You cannot out-message misconduct. The first move is governance and infrastructure, not a statement. And on to the most anticipated number one PR disaster of 2025. A logo nearly became a boycott. In August of 2025, Cracker Barrel went through a logo backlash that caused them to reverse course in about 8 days or so. So what happened is that Cracker Barrel did a logo refresh of their iconic old-timer logo. And they also renovated the inside of select restaurants, but within days, the brand faced a cultural backlash, political pile-on, and then a rapid reversal. They also lost millions in market share, and their CEO was under scrutiny. It's a PR disaster because rebranding, positioned as modernization, even when you think it's time for a new audience, can be received as identity erasure. And the traffic dipped after the controversy, showing that brand decisions can hit operations really quickly. And so my analysis is it was not about a logo, it was identity ownership. And when brands modernize without preparing their core audience, the audience will fill in the gaps and react from their own point of view. And so the lesson in this is, please understand, a rebranding is not a graphics design project. It is stakeholder management. Govern your updates accordingly. Now, those are the top 5 PR disasters of 2025. Let me know in the comments if you would have changed this list or added anything else. But before you go, you know I cannot leave this one out, because number 6, the bonus number 6, is when legacy collides with allegations. The viral, the lasting, the ongoing case of the reputation of Sean Diddy Combs. In 2025, allegations surrounding Diddy triggered intense scrutiny, brand fallout, and a public reckoning across so many industries: music, fashion, corporate partnerships. And I was contacted by the New York Times to comment on this very early on, not just because it was a celebrity crisis, but because it was a reputation systems failure. Here's my analysis. It's not just about allegations, though serious. This was about institutional silence, a delayed distancing, and most importantly, from a brand perspective, years of brand equity built so tightly around one personality that any sort of hit to the ecosystem creates shocks that you cannot bounce back from. So when legacy becomes simply a personal brand, you now lack protection. And so this case teaches us 3 really important things that executives cannot ignore going into 2026. 1, allegations don't need convictions to damage trust. 2, silence is interpreted as strategy, even when it isn't. 3, if your company's brand, if your brand cannot survive you, it's unstable and a liability. So this is what happens when crisis planning is postponed in the name of legacy protection. So every case you've seen today, from logos to leadership misconduct to legacy collapse, points to one clear reality. Reputation is not built in public moments. It is protected or lost in private decisions made long before the disaster hits. And honestly, this is why executive impact exists through my firm, Quest Media Group, because it helps leaders to think, position, train, and plan before a crisis, not after. Now, if any of this sharpened how you think about power, leadership, PR, and risk, like, subscribe, share, and stay prepared. I'm Zakiya Larry Wolfe. See you in the next one.